Alright, so first of all, what we will have is a rectangle. So let's go ahead to the rectangle tool by pressing R on our keyboard. So let's have a rectangle. And what you'll do, let's go to selector tool by pressing S on our keyboard, and let's get rid of the fill color. We will come over here and we will click that X to get rid of the fill color, and we will change the stroke color to black. So what we will do, we will hold shift and click this black source instead to get the black stroke color. So alright, now coming back here, fill and stroke, we will drop that opacity roughly in half, and if we go to a stroke width, it's still millimeter, so let's make it pixel, so it's 8, which is fine. Now what we will do, we will come over here. The width of that object is gonna be 4, I guess, is it 460? I think. Just give me a minute. All right. All right. So what you will do, you will have the width of this object of 480. So we have 3, vertical areas of the same width of 160 is. So that's the way we are going through. So coming over here, we will have the width 480, and here we will make that 600. All right, so now we could lock the aspect ratio there. So the other thing that we need at the moment, we will move it there. So the other thing that we need is the color itself. So we will go with 3:2 dimension ratio. So each individual those 3 areas have like 160, but we will make that color a little bit more wider than that. So we are going to have 180 width. And to have that, if we go to rectangle tool now, if we have another one here, so to have the 3:2 aspect ratio, so our width is 180. So what is gonna be our height then? So I think that's 120, hopefully. Just give me a minute to do the calculation. Alright, so I have just calculated to preserve the aspect ratio of 3:2. So the width, if the width is 180, the height has to be 120. So that's what we are gonna do now. But before we do that, what we will do, we will go to the selector tool by pressing S on our keyboard again. And now we will come over here, we will unlock that ratio, and we will select all and put 180 instead. And here what you will do, we will go for 120, and we could log this off now. So the next thing that we are gonna do, let's zoom that in a little bit so we can see that in a better way. I think this much is fine. So now what you will do, this is, if we come to these layers, this layer panel, we will see this is just a rectangle, just an object, rectangle object, right? So this is not is still a path. That's why if we just go to nodes tool by pressing N on our keyboard, and we don't see necessarily all the corner nodes like that. So what we will do now, we first convert this object into a path. So we'll click path there, and we will go object to path, and then we will see these 4 corner nodes there. All right, so now what you'll do, you'll simply select these 2 nodes on the left side, and you will come over here. It says insert new nodes into selected segment, so we will click and we will click again, right? So now we will click off and we will click we will select these 2 nodes and hit delete on our keyboard to get rid of them. The same way we will come over here and we'll select both of them. We will come over here, click twice and click off and select these 2 nodes and hit delete on our keyboard. All right, so now at this moment what you will do, we will select these 2 nodes at the bottom and make sure you have these handlers, these little handles, okay, the right arrow and here the left arrow. If you don't see them, make sure you have this option that says show transformation handles for selected nodes enabled. So now what you'll do, we'll just hold shift and make sure your cursor is on the arrow itself, on the handle itself, not on this box, that node. So all right, so what you will do, we will just drag them inward until it makes sense to watch. All right, so let's leave it there. And with these 2 nodes selected, what we will do, we will come over here and click that button to insert another node in between 2 selected nodes. So let's do that, and you will click up to deselect all of them. And what you will do, you'll hold Control and we will like go just like this for now, and we'll think about that later, but it's fine for now. So we will click off now, and then this time we can go to selector tool. All right, and this time we will go with a bezier tool. So we will press B on our keyboard, so we are talking about this tool, and we will click. So before we go any further, just make sure that snapping is turned off. Sorry, snapping is turned on, not off. So coming over here, you'll see that magnet situation. If we go again, so you just click there and you just click here again and you enter on your keyboard. The same way you click here again and you click here again and enter on your keyboard. So now we could go to selector tool, I think, and as you can see, all right, so let's go to bezier tool again and click here. Although this is going to be a temporary one, we will hit enter. So let's go to selector tool again, click off. So now see this spacing here or thickness relative to this solid band there. So we are thinking that we could like make it thinner a little bit. So what we will do for that, then we will select this on and we will go to nodes tool, and the same way we will select these 2 nodes and we will hold shift again, we will drag them inward and we will go until it makes sense. I think this much is just fine, so we will release there and let's go to, I think, selector tool. All right, so I don't know what's going on here, what's happening there. If we just click there, what is this? Oh, we got anyway, so okay, all right, so if we just zoom out a little bit and we come over here, now what you'll do, let's select all of them and right click, make them group for now. All right, so now with this group selected, let's move it a little bit there, and let's zoom out and scroll down and drag it and get it here. All right, so now let's select this first and hold shift, select this on, and come over here, align and distribute. That says aligned and distribute. All right, so if you don't see that, you will come over here to object and you will see aligned and distribute, and you will click there and it will appear here. Now, so relative to, we'll make sure that is last selected. All right, so now we'll align this relative to this object here. So let's align them on a center on vertical axis, and that's it. So our snapping is gonna do the rest. So if we zoom in a little bit, let's scroll up, so you'll hold control and we'll try to drag it down. Hopefully that snapping works. Hopefully it worked. Hopefully the snapping worked. Just to double check, we will zoom in and see if there is any overflown situation there. All right, just bear with us a little bit. So as you can see, we don't have any overflown situation there. That means it's just fine. That snapping worked. So let's zoom in a little bit. So what we could do, this thing, let's first of all ungroup them. All right, and we will come over here and we will get rid of this by pressing delete on our keyboard. Now what we will do, we can so we have this here. If you go to the layer panel and we have this and this, we will select all of them. So we could select all of them this way. So those three parts are selected. Now coming over here, we will go from path and we will make them combine, so they are not now just one single path. All right, so what we will do now, we will come over here and we will duplicate this. So we will go and press Ctrl D, and we will select this which is already selected, that duplicated on, and we will hold shift and select the underneath one. Now we will cut the path of the underneath layer, the stroke, with this, and the duplicated on, when doing the operation, will be vanished. That's why to have a backup, the existing one, to have that already there, is still there, we have just made a duplication, if that makes sense. So now we will go to path and we will go cut path. Now it says cut the bottom path stroke into pieces, removing fill. So if we do that, then we will have a little portion there which we won't need. So that's why we will go ahead and press delete on our keyboard, and also we will come over here and we will delete that from our keyboard. All right, so now the color thing is done. So all right, how do you will do now? So we will have the slips, right? For the slip, we will have the width as 1/3 of the width of this big box here, and for the height, that is also 1/3 of the height of this big box here. So the width is essentially gonna be then 160 and the height is gonna be 200. So let's just go ahead and have that. So let's go to rectangle tool by pressing R on our keyboard, and we could just turn off snapping for now. So let's go and have on and go to selector tool by pressing S on our keyboard, and coming over here we will select all and we'll make 160 and make sure it's not locked, right? So we will come over here and make that 200. I think things are fine now. All right, so what you will do, we will click and you will click again to get these rotation handles, and you will hold Control and you will rotate it anti-clockwise by 45 degree. And the reason we are holding Control is to go 15 degree per each move, so that's a little bit smarter. So as you can see, this is 15 degree and this is, my friend, 30 degree and this is 45 degree. All right, so now we will have our snapping on again and we will just snap it just there. Well, so the corner nodes are snapped together. So if we just zoom in, I think we will be able to see this fine. Just to double check, you just need to zoom in and out just to make sure everything is on quality. Okay, all right, so click here and go Control D or Command D to duplicate that, and we will flip that horizontally by clicking here, and we will drag it to there to snap on there. So again, what you will do, we'll just check a little bit if that is perfectly done there or it has any issues there. We just double check on that. So you could even like align that visually with the right on to see if everything is perfectly fine. All right, so now what you will do, we will select this and we will hold shift, we will select that and we will come over here to path and we will make them combine. All right, so now what you will do, we will make a duplication of this combined path. So we will go Control D and we will come over here, that main on. So one little thing is, so this is the one and here we have the other one. So what we will do, first of all, let's make them combined first. All right, so let's make this and the other portion there which was separate, let's make them combined. So we will go to path and combine. So now this whole rectangle is combined. Now what you will do, we will now go Control D to duplicate this. Perfect. So now we will select this and you will hold shift, select one of the duplications, I mean one of them. So we need to make sure that this is underneath of this, because what we are going to do now, we are going to cut the path of these slips with this rectangle. So that's why whatever we are going to cut path of has to be underneath or at least one step lower than whatever we are going to cut the path with, if that makes sense. So if we click here, we see the path 7 is underneath 8, and if we click here, we see the path 8 is on top of the path 7. So that is perfectly fine for our case. So this is selected. As you can see, we will go ahead, hold shift and select the path 7 as well. So now what you will do, we'll simply go to path and we will do the operation that says cut path. Cut the bottom path stroke into pieces, removing peel. We will hit that. So now what you will do, this is, my friend, separated, so we don't need that anymore. So you will hit delete on our keyboard to get rid of that, and also the same way this as well. So now we have another like combined combination of two slips. right? So we will select that, and with that we'll now cut this path, okay, this entire box path there. So as you can see, this is rect, and if we select this on holding shift, and hopefully this is underneath the rect 7, so that is fine for our operation. So we will go to path again, we will do the same thing, we will go cut path. All right, so now my friend, this is separated, so we will get rid of that. All right, and this is separated now, we will get rid of that by pressing delete on our keyboard. Now one thing is, though, when we do when we do cut a path of an object, even if the object or whatever that was combined with multiple paths, so for this case it was combined with like these all of them are together, but when we do this type of operation, they become again separate. So what we will first do, we will just select all of them, 1 2 3, and here 4, so 4 of them. We will just go ahead and make them combined first once again. So you will come over here and we will hit combine. So now we have 4 as on, and we have like this sleeve as separate on and that on as separate on. So we will now make those sleeves combine. So you'll hold shift and select this on as well and come back here, and we will go combine. All right, so now we have like 3 different parts. One is the whole body, and another one is 2 sleeves, and the other one is the collar thing there. All right, so now what we will do, we will just simply select this, because now my friends, there is some situation there going on, as you can see. Just to show you, as you can see, they are still not together, and here they are not together. So we will make them together with nodes operation. So let's just scroll down a little bit. Let's select this and hold shift, select these 2 parts, and we'll go into the nodes tool by pressing N on our keyboard. So simply how do you'll do, we'll select these 2 nodes there, and we will hold shift, select these 2 nodes there. These are the nodes that we are going to join together. So select these 2 nodes while still holding the shift, select these 2 nodes. So there are 8 nodes selected. Now you could like release the shift button. Now what you will do, we will come over here where it says join selected nodes, so we will do that. So now as you can see, the problem is solved there. So if we just zoom in, you see they are joined there, and they are joined there, and perfectly fine. So now the one thing that we need to do, so still if we zoom in, we will see that things are not still combined. So we will make them combined. So at this point we will select everything, those 2 parts, and we will go to path and we will make them combine. So perfect. Now this is, I think, it. So if we go to selector tool, if we zoom out a little bit, so now the last thing what we could do, we could just come over here and just increase the opacity all the way to 100%. So this is just a stroke based simple shard creation, shard design. And if we select there, as you can see, it is just a stroke. All right, so there is no fill, and you could change the width, stroke width there, and that should reflect on the design just fine. So if we just want to make it 16 instead of 10, it should just work fine. But it is looking for me as 8, I guess. So let's put it 8. So yeah, this is how you can create this. Thank you so much. This is Shaklato Sign from Pictures in Inkscape.